Ukraine has demonstrated the importance of not only having war supplies, but also a domestic missile manufacturing industry, and this announcement will help make that happen. The government describes the Tomahawks as the world's leading strike missile capability, with a range of 1,500 kilometers, although some military analysts believe they can strike targets more than 2,000 kilometers away. Army leaders describe this not as reinventing the wheel, but rather adapting a successful weapon for land use as the service restores its intermediate-range missile capabilities following the collapse of the INF Treaty. The U.S. Navy's renowned and battle-tested Tomahawk and SM-6 sea-based weapons are now being fired from land as part of the U.S. Army's accelerated efforts to offer land commanders expanded strike options. These are the ground-based systems SM-6 and Tomahawk, and we successfully conducted the first 2 launches of those systems. It's not a full operational test, but it's close to an operational test that gives us the confidence to actually go into the field later this year. So, the units are formed and we have the launcher. Recently, the Dutch and Australians began using Tomahawks for their defense. The U.S. State Department approved the sale of up to 220 Tomahawks to Australia in March. Australia is one of the most important allies in the Western Pacific. The strategic location of this political and economic power makes a significant contribution to ensuring peace and economic stability in the region. Meanwhile, the Royal Netherlands Navy is upgrading its fleet to better deal with existing and anticipated threats, with the Air Defense and Command frigate De Ruyter recently completing a mid-life upgrade that provides the ship with an advanced ballistic missile defense radar. The frigate is now equipped with a Thales Smart L multi-mission radar that can detect incoming ballistic missiles. De Ruyter will also lead efforts to add more offensive punch to the De Zeven Provinciën-class frigates. Within a year, they would fire the Navy's first Tomahawk missile. Australian naval vessels will be equipped with missiles capable of striking targets up to 1,500 kilometers away, with an additional $3 billion in funding for the country's long-range weapons designed to deter potential adversaries from encroaching on Australian territory. The missile, manufactured by defense giant Raytheon, will be deployed on Hobart-class naval destroyers at a cost of $1.3 billion. The long-awaited purchase came as the government announced it would double the number of high-mobility rocket launchers it purchased from the U.S. at a cost of $1.6 billion. Currently, the De Ruyter ship already uses the Mk-41 vertical launch system, which currently has Standard Missile 2 and Evolved Sea Sparrow missile. The Netherlands signed an agreement to purchase Tomahawk missiles in April as part of its efforts to increase the fleet's maritime strike capabilities. The war in Ukraine has created greater urgency to integrate, test, and use these weapons. In the fall of 2024, De Ruyter will travel to San Diego, California, where he will fire the missile's first technical test at a target on San Clemente Island. It will take several more years of testing and trials before the missile is ready for theater use. In June this year, Army and Navy units collaborated to fire prototypes of the U.S. Navy's Tomahawk missile and land-based variant of the SM-6 interceptor weapon. The test, at Joint Base Lewis McChord, was a successful step forward for ground weapons adaptation. The test was a collaborative effort, combining the Army's Medium-Range Capabilities Project Office with the first multi-domain task force in the U.S. Navy's PEO Unmanned Aviation and Strike Weapons Unit.